All right, welcome. Today, we are diving into 10 places on our very own planet that are so strange, so incredibly beautiful, that they really make you question what's possible. These aren't fantasy worlds, they're real spots that feel like they've been pulled straight out of a novel. Let's get into it.
So let me ask you this. Are there places where nature just kind of breaks its own rules? I know it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? But what if I told you that in some corners of our world, the laws of physics and biology seem to bend, creating landscapes that challenge everything we think we know?
So get ready. We're about to take a quick tour of places so surreal you'll be asking yourself if they're even real. This is way more than a list of vacation spots. It's a journey into our planet's most jaw-dropping and perplexing corners. First up, we're heading to locations that are so otherworldly, you'd totally be forgiven for thinking you'd landed on a different planet. These are Earth's very own alien landscapes. This quote just perfectly captures the vibe of our first stop, Socotra Island, just off the coast of Yemen. The island is famous for its dragon's blood tree, which honestly looks like a giant inside-out umbrella. It just seems like it belongs on another world entirely. And here's what makes Socotra feel so incredibly alien. Over 700 of its species are endemic. That means they exist nowhere else on Earth. The island has been so isolated for so long that it's basically become a natural laboratory for evolution, creating this biological world that's completely unique. Okay, from an alien island, we're now traveling to an alien planet that's actually here on Earth. And you know what? If you've seen the movie Avatar, you've already had a peek at Xingjizi National Forest Park in China. The film's iconic floating mountains, they were directly inspired by these massive sandstone pillars that, on a misty day, seriously look like they're defying gravity. And hey, if the views weren't thrilling enough on their own, you can actually walk across a glass bridge suspended almost 1,000 feet in the air. It's one of those experiences that both tests your nerves and gives you a perspective that makes you feel like you are literally in another world. Now for a different kind of stone forest. Welcome to Bryce Canyon, Utah. Thing is, it isn't really a canyon at all. It's more like a giant natural amphitheater that's just filled with these incredible formations called hoodoos. They were formed over millions of years by ice and water, and they look like an army of silent, colorful sentinels just frozen in time. Our last stop on the alien landscape tour is Devil's Tower in Wyoming. This thing is just colossal. It rises so dramatically from the flat plains around it. Its vertical columns are so perfect, so striking, that Native American legends say they're actually the claw marks of a giant bear. Whether you see a geological wonder or a sacred site, its presence is just awe-inspiring. Okay, let's switch gears a bit. We've seen nature's wild side. Now let's look at some human-made marvels that are just as mind-bending. These are the kinds of places that make you ask, how did they do that? And maybe even why? Our first stop is the Meteora monasteries in Greece. They're perched right on top of these massive rock pillars, so they look like they're just floating in the sky. And to really grasp how audacious this was, just think about it. Forget cranes, forget modern machinery. These were built using only ropes, ladders, and baskets to haul every single thing and every single person hundreds of feet straight up. It's really the perfect example of an architecture built on pure devotion. A retreat so extreme, it's literally closer to the heavens. It really makes you wonder about the kind of faith that could not just move mountains, but build right on top of them. Next, we've got a mystery that's etched into the earth itself, the Nazca Lines in Peru. The whole puzzle here is about perspective. See, from ground level, you see, well, nothing. It's just a desert. But get up in the air and these enormous, intricate figures just appear. A hummingbird, a monkey, a spider. They were carved 2,000 years ago, and they were clearly meant for someone, or something, to see them from above. Speaking of ancient mysteries, let's head to one of the most remote islands on the entire planet. On Easter Island, hundreds of these colossal stone faces called moai stand silent watch. To give you a sense of scale, some of these statues are over twice as tall as a double-decker bus and weigh more than 6 of them combined. How an ancient civilization managed to carve and move these things is just an incredible testament to human vision and, let's be honest, stubbornness. All right, from a remote island to the heart of a bustling city. We all know Paris, the city of light, right? Romance, beauty. Well, beneath those very streets lies a shocking secret, a dark mirror image of the city above, the catacombs. The sheer scale of this underground world is just staggering. The living population of Paris is completely dwarfed by the city of the dead that lies right beneath it. Here, the remains of over 6 million people line the tunnels, their bones and skulls arranged in these patterns that are somehow both artistic and deeply, deeply unsettling. It's a sobering reminder of the history that's literally just under our feet.
For our final section, we're looking at phenomena that are less about a permanent place and more about a fleeting, magical performance. These are nature's grand illusions, where the world itself becomes a stage.
And there's really no greater show than the aurora borealis. Scientifically, sure, it's charged particles from the sun colliding with our atmosphere, but emotionally, when you're standing under it, it is pure magic. A silent, celestial dance of green, purple, and blue light that feels like the planet is dreaming out loud.
This quote perfectly sets the mood for our final, unbelievable destination. Because what if I told you there's a waterfall that doesn't flow with water, but with something far more ethereal?
That's right. In the mountains of China, when the atmospheric conditions are just perfect, you can witness a cloud waterfall. A slow, silent cascade of clouds just pouring over a mountain ridge. It's a real-life, slow-motion scene, a dreamy, surreal spectacle that seems to have leaked out of another dimension.
So, from the alien trees of Socotra and the floating mountains of China to the sky-high monasteries of Greece and the waterfalls made of clouds, we've seen just how strange and wonderful our world can be. These places don't just stretch our imagination, they completely reshape it.
Our planet is just filled with wonders that remind us there's always something new, something that seems impossible, just waiting to be discovered. The real world is so often stranger than fiction. So which of these surreal spots made you question what's possible?